from here you can interact with the crystal. That would have been really boring and really embarrassing with me trying to click on the crystal for 10 minutes, so I didn't want to start recording before I had some semblance of an idea what the game was about. So you interact with the crystal, and now you get a message that you have arrived and that you are bound to the crystal. This is from the main story. I should probably have done this before I started recording, so now that guy in the pub is communicating with me. Anyway, let's initiate a leave quest. Let's go with the rams to begin with. Why not? Here's a tip for these first leave quests, the first 4. Do not pick solo difficulty. It's way too easy and you get much more experience, and yeah, it's I think Legion is just as easy as solo. You just get a lot more experience points from doing it at Legion difficulty, and you're not gonna die. It's really easy. So pick the hardest difficulty for these first quests and try to breeze through these levels as fast as you can. You can also invoke a Guardian's aspect. I don't really know what different types of Guardians do. I think mine gives a little bit more skill points. I have I don't know what it was called. Well, let's invoke the Guardian's aspect. As you can see on the minimap, it's a little bit confusing. The minimap is kind of too small in my opinion, but you get the gist of it. You see where you're supposed to go. You see the yellow arrow. So you're just supposed to follow it, just like in every other MMO. But where it gets really clunky is when you're trying to run with your party. You can't really see where your party is at. I think they're green, but if there are a lot of people around there, the dots kind of blend together. So it's a little bit hard to see. Shit. I think I've overdone the volume settings. Wanted you to hear the background music. Ah, that's good. Now you can probably hear it. Anyway, the good thing about these quests is the mobs that spawn, these targets that you're supposed to kill, they're bound to you, so no one else can actually touch these beside you and your party, which is great, because that was one of the main problems of Final Fantasy XI, that you had to camp some of the spots, so everyone was fighting for different mobs. But this time around they actually bound them to you, so these do not roam the world. These just spawn when you start the quest, and you're on a quest timer. I don't know what the timer does, if you get any bonuses if you complete it fast enough, but you have 30 minutes for these first quests, and they're pretty easy. You can probably do them in like 2 or 3 minutes, so you don't have to rush. Anyway, when the targeting system, yeah, I was gonna talk about that, I forgot the name of it. The targeting system does feel a bit clunky, but it's just like Final Fantasy XI, so if you have played Final Fantasy XI, you will not have any problems with it. It feels just like Final Fantasy XI to me, so it's fine, except for moles, as you'll see later on, when they burrow and get up and you have to retarget them, and they always get up just underneath you, so you have to move to retarget them, which is a little bit unnecessary in my opinion. Anyway, just like in Final Fantasy XI, you can kind of lock on to your target, and the way you attack is you move into position and you use your skill. In my case, heavy strike, my first skill. When you're fighting, you have different stamina meters. You have stamina meter for the skill, as you can see here, the heavy strike stamina meter. This is how much it costs to use a heavy strike, this right here, and this is the bar you have to use. Maybe I should try hitting. You also have a tactical point meter down here, which fills up when you use your ranks or your first shit. Gotta kill this guy before he kills me. He's not that hard. It's just that I've wasted so much time talking now. That, as you can see now, I gain 1,813 experience points, which are for my physical level. As you can see here, my physical level jumped way up. I also gained some hand-to-hand skill, which is for my pugilist, my monk. So you gain two different types of experience. You gain physical level experience and you gain job rank experience. There is a system in place which constricts how much you can level. As I said, I've leveled up to level 10 with my other monk. Hell is this? Bunch of moles fighting. Well, they're not fighting with me. Yeah. I leveled up to level 10 with my other monk, and it took a few days. Well, I was experimenting, so I haven't really reached this cap that you can level per week, but I think it's gonna be fine. I think they probably have thought about this, so it's probably not gonna interfere that much with the normal crowd of people that are gonna level. It's probably gonna interfere with those people that can play 6 to 7 hours a day, which I could when I was playing Final Fantasy XI, so I would have been really pissed off back then. But now I have a job, I have different things to take care of, so it doesn't really affect me that much. Yeah, so you have two different experience points, two different ranks, your physical and your job level, and they go up at a different rate. From quests you will get a lot more experience than you will get for your job rank. Later on, when you fight normal monsters, you gain about the same, a little bit more physical rank experience, since it's gonna level up much faster, but otherwise you're gonna get pretty much the same. As I was gonna explain here, but the rams did hit a little bit too hard, so I can't mess around while fighting them, so I'm gonna explain it now. You gain your first these first skills, or the skills that cost 0 action points, which are skills bound to your class. These skills fill up your tactical point. I'm sorry. Feel like I have a frog in my throat. Anyway, these skills, for instance, heavy strike here, which is bound to my hand-to-hand monk. I think it gives like 350 tactical points. The tactical points go up to 3,000. And then you have these tactical point skills like concussive blow, which cost 1,000 TP points to use. So the system works kind of like you fill up your tactical points with your normal swings, and then you use one of the tactical point skills, and then you go back and forth like this. Later on, my monk is gonna learn, I think it was at rank 4 or rank 6, he's gonna learn light strike, which besides filling up tactical points and doing some damage, gives you a defense and evasion buff, which is great because, like I said, monk or the pugilist here is kind of a monk ninja thief hybrid from Final Fantasy XI. So they've kind of put 3 classes into one. It's also a tanking class, from what I can understand, since I got taunt at level 10. Yeah, so let's kill this ram and not waste any more time. See if I can level up and learn some new skills besides these heavy strike and concussive blow skills. Ah, missed it. Yeah, from all the different classes that I've tried, monk actually feels the fastest of them all. As you can see, this guy barely touched me, and I leveled up, gained level 3 physical rank. Here's another tip for new beginners, new starters. When you exit combat, when you kill a monster, you do not exit combat immediately. As you can see, my girl still has her hand-to-hand weapons up, so you do not exit combat. You have to exit combat on your own, which is a separate button. I have mine on one of the shoulder buttons, but I don't know what it is on the keyboard. I haven't been playing with the keyboard for a few days. Anyway, you press that button and she exits combat, puts away her weapons and starts to regenerate health. So for Final Fantasy XI veterans, you would